What's up, sis?
What's up? We got one viewer, Mike.
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey.
Hey. Welcome to another episode of Four Corners Legacy Podcast. I'm your host, Valley Uno.
What's up? I'm Too Soft Shakur.
What's up? It's Diesel the Locomotive, Diesel in the house.
And it's Miss My coming to join you on this Saturday. This Sunday.
You know, I want to
What's
say
up,
something
everybody?
right now,
How you doing
though. For all my
I'm good.
followers
I'm
and
feeling a little Incredible Hulkish.
Uh-oh. He said he's feeling Incredible Hulkish.
The Too Soft, I love that. I'm gonna have to be Too Soft, okay? Because that's what you guys call me.
That's fine. That's fine.
So I'm gonna have to change. Okay, so it's gonna be Too Soft instead of Too Soft Shakur because you guys call me Too Soft. So that's what I'm telling y'all right now. I'm changing it.
Whatever adjustment you would like to make. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, you can go in there.
That's what you guys call me. So that's why should I change it? Okay.
Right.
Well, I mean, if we was going off of what people called me, it definitely wouldn't be no Valley Uno up there. So, you know.
I don't have another nickname.
But it's all, that's what I'm saying. Do it. It's whatever you cool with. It's all good. We with it.
I am Diesel the
Cool, I'm with
Locomotive,
it.
a.k.a. Diesel Washington, a.k.a. Denzel Washington, a.k.a. Ebony Man.
Don't make me get up here talking about my different things they call me. It'll be a whole list, boy.
Right.
Y'all doing good today, though?
Yeah. So yeah. How was y'all week? How was y'all week? Anything new and interesting happened for anybody this week?
I got a puppy.
Oh,
I seen that. I'm for the come stealing.
So cute. His name is Blue.
So if you see somebody creeping in the backyard, don't shoot. It's me.
His name is
Oh,
Blue.
yeah, that's a good
Is
looking
it
dog.
him
Right?
or her?
It's a him.
It's a him. It's a boy. Okay. All right.
Oh, it is a him?
Yeah.
Another.
So you thought it was a girl, but it's a boy.
Yeah, I picked him up and it was a little boy.
Oh wow.
He's so cute and he's so greedy.
Dogs are good. I want another dog.
He looked like he came from good stock. That's for sure.
He's got blue eyes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Riley Soleil?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come over there and see him in person.
What's up, niece?
Riley Pooh, what's going on with you?
I got two viewers. Okay.
Not to be repetitive, but did everybody double check their privacy settings?
Oh yes, let me do that. Well, I
did
two
that.
viewers.
I ain't got no viewers. Yeah, I got some last words. Fuck all y'all.
Oh my goodness. Oh shit. Boy, crazy.
So on today's episode, what we talking about, family?
We just touching up
just stuff that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna talk about these current events, these some of these celebrities, some of these politics that's going on in society right now. Give our viewpoint.
Yeah, we keeping it light today. Keeping it light.
Yeah.
Valley, how I do the privacy settings again? I forgot.
You go on your Facebook.
Yeah.
And then when you see the actual live post on your Facebook, don't open it up. Just hit them 3 dots at the top, right to next to where it says.
Okay. I got you.
And then from there, it's edit privacy.
My baby ain't even watching.
What's she talking about? Why light? Shout out to my.
Oh, it's on already.
It's up there.
It's on my page already.
Is it?
Well, we're not asking if it's on. Kasavi, look, it's not a question of whether or not it's on.
She got viewers, so it's clear. It's clearly on because how would people be viewing it?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not gonna go there.
Yes, Kasavi Willis has viewers.
Yes, I can hear. I'm looking at it right now on my
I
Facebook.
know that, but if it's not public, the only viewer she will ever have is the ones on her friend list.
Oh, okay. No, mine's public.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We good then.
Right. Now that we got that out the way.
Yeah. So, current topic. Police were called to the scene where younger brother beat the shit out his older siblings.
He thought he was going to do that. He had
over an argument that started on the podcast.
Let's not go live with it.
Had to pick up a young man.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know.
Oh man.
It's all fun.
So did everybody enjoy the Super Bowl? The last time we got up on here, we were talking about a little Super Bowl stuff, and we were waiting to go have food and watch the show. Yeah.
Y'all, I think everybody owe me some ups. I don't know if it's push-ups or sit-ups, but y'all owe me some ups because I told you KC wasn't going out.
I'll say big ups.
Hey, KC
big ups to you.
And now they talking about Mahomes might have violated the substance abuse policy.
Man.
Yeah, man. That boy went in there and took that shot at halftime. That boy was like, I ain't going out.
Hey, that's the same shot they've been getting everybody for as long as we.
I was about to say he wasn't alone.
Yeah, but back then they didn't have substance abuse policy, so it didn't matter. They was getting shot up with everything back in the day.
I heard that.
Okay, so Rihanna's performance. How did you guys like it?
I liked it. I was digging it. Yeah,
I did too. I was definitely there for it. I was there for her even with the baby announcement. I loved it all. I was juiced.
I knew before she got on stage she was pregnant.
It looked like a light bulb wearing a red suit.
But they had the wires connected to her, so like perhaps she might fall or not.
Hey, we love Rihanna, but boy, that girl forehead was off the chain.
She got dolphin forehead, bottom nose, porpoise forehead.
Got 6 forehead. That's a damn shame.
Oh. Yeah. No, but yeah, speaking of Rihanna, I know y'all probably didn't ran across it because I ran across it without even trying. that Vogue magazine cover and how everybody seems to be smashing on that. I mean, what are y'all thoughts on it?
Here it is there. That I think everybody's mad because ASAP Rocky was behind her holding the baby. Is that what you're talking about?
Well,
it seems like that's what it is. Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with that.
It's not just that, it's what?
Well, the layout.
Problem with it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I have a problem with it because
like Go ahead.
Okay. Are we good to go now?
We thought we was having an audio issue.
It seemed like maybe you were just stopping in mid-sentence. I thought your mic was tripping. Maybe, I don't know what's going on. Go ahead, talk. I thought your mic was tripping.
Y'all is on one today.
Okay. So the thing
I didn't sip that, I promise.
Perspective on the picture was that I didn't see a problem with it. I thought it was her photo shoot. She wanted to include her bae and her baby. And so the fact that he was holding the baby and was behind her, like there comes a time where the king is going to lead and the queen's going to follow. And then sometimes the queen is making a move and the king's going to come behind her because it's all going in one pot. They all one family and they love each other. So I didn't have a problem with it.
I clearly understand the layout of the cover with her being in the front and him being in the back. That it's just like kind of like what Maisha was just saying. He's in the back because she's the premiere. You feel what I'm saying? The feature. So she's in the front because of that reason, and he's in the background basically as like, you know, her subordinate at that point. You know what I'm saying? He's not there to showcase him. They're trying to showcase her on the cover. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's the crazy part. That I guess that's kind of what I was tripping off of. You know, it's like it's Rihanna's photo shoot. The fact that he's even included in it's a testament to her and her respect for her family unit. I got my dude and my baby in there.
Yes.
I'm hearing this stuff that people saying, oh, well, why is he in front of her? Sure, yeah, his body posture was a little funny, but I mean, I think that was to go along with the posture that she had. I don't think he was doing that intentionally. I really feel like that was part of the shoot, you know. But outside of that, like, that's a man with his woman and their baby.
That is right.
What more can we ask for? You know, why is we tripping off the fact that he's not in front of her? What does that even mean?
Exactly. You know, well, the thing about it is people are always going to find something to talk about and complain about, though. No matter what, they would have said something if she was behind. They would have still find another reason to be tripping off of the picture. I thought they all looked good in it. It was beautiful. And you know what's more important when she was performing? Seeing him on the sidelines. They had clips of how he was recording her and jumping up and down when she was up there at the Super Bowl. That's love. Leave him alone.
I know people always fucking with people.
I think she looked good on the photo shoot. The baby looked good, and he had on like his outfit looked like the nigga from Waiting to Exhale that was down, yelling at the chick from downstairs. That leather vest he had on.
Well, it was a little bit feminine to me, but now
I don't know. I ain't hating on him or nothing. I was feeling the whole get down of the shoot, but like, what was up with the vest, bro?
Yeah. Well, some of these comments, they basically calling him Mr. Mom, and he looked like somebody baby mama and all that stuff, and blah blah blah.
It's just ridiculous. It's all ridiculous.
It's funny to me how, you'll see most of these posts between the battle of the sexes. You'll see a lot of women saying that black man is always leaving their family and abandoning their children, and that's our motto. Basically, is to be absent from the home and this and this and that. And then you see an example of a black man being a father, and you still get all negativity, not some, basically all. You don't got anybody supporting this brother, but he's doing what they say can't be done.
Agree with your statement right there. I do. I think you're absolutely right. And when we are able to shine the light on that part of it too, then maybe people will check themselves at the door. Because what is the problem with it?
Right.
Shaq said, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Hey, as long as Rihanna thinks that nigga sexy, it don't even matter who the fuck else think nothing.
No, yeah, real talk, you know, and the fact that they already on baby number 2, it don't seem like they got a problem in that arena. They love each other, you know what I mean? And they procreate throughout the process, adding to it.
Yeah. Soon as she came home from the hospital.
So the one dude, I seen somebody on Instagram, it said ASAP Rocky is gonna make a great mom. If you don't see nothing wrong with this picture, then you are part of the problem. This is what people talking about. What did y'all think? What did y'all think that they ain't married? So I'm assuming you asking, do we think, what do we think about the fact that they're having children out of wedlock? And if that's the question,
just type yes or no.
To me, I mean, I don't really think that make no difference.
I mean, that's the thing that's going on right now.
Falls
it happens a lot.
Yeah, I think that's something that falls under the radar if you're looking at sticking to a moral code in regards to some type of religion or something like that. But as far as just people, I don't see that being a necessity.
I think everything happens in time. I don't have a problem with them not being married. It'd be nice if they got married, but it doesn't stop me from appreciating their relationship. And, you know, I don't have a problem with that fact. I think they probably will get married, but it's up to them when and where. They don't have to stage it to our liking. That's one thing about success. People get it confused that they got to, you know, cater to that part.
Well, you know, people can do what they. That's the world. What's wrong with this world right now? People are so worried about what everybody else is
doing. Okay, I think I'm feeling what he's saying now.
I think she's probably the one that would be holding that up, because as a female in today's society, like, based on Rihanna's accomplishments and status and her extreme financial wealth, you feel what I'm saying? Like, the picture of the man for her is like almost godlike, basically. You know, I think that's what the females feel like she's dating down. So in her relationship with him, she's going to be under a lot of pressure because women aren't going to be looking at him as a match for her because she's so above him. You feel what I'm saying on a lot of levels.
But people cannot say who's who for who. It's my damn fucking business.
Right. Hey, that's not
going to happen though. So that's not going to happen. They're not going to mind their business. That's why, you know, it's important for us on these platforms to give some perspective to it, because they ain't going to mind their business. That's what's not going to happen. Yeah.
A lot of people is mad that he's even with her.
I like them as a couple. One of the comments said, no, just married in general. She a black queen, still ain't got no ring. Seemed like a bad example. And I get that part of it too, that we want to be examples, but at the end of the day, they're still human. So yes, it would be nice. And doesn't he have some legal issues from another country that he still might be dealing with? Maybe there's financial reasons behind why they haven't become a union yet, but they're still a family.
Well, if it's financial,
and I think that's why I was looking at it too. Like, what are we really after? The ring and the paperwork, or the actual union of the minds and hearts between those people? Because that ring and the paperwork simply symbolize what they already have. Like they have what people are actually striving after. So the fact that it ain't a ring there and some wedding marriage certificate, devalues what their union? I don't think so. I mean, is the example that we're trying to set is go get you a ring or go get you a union that's worth, clinging to for life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just still don't think that that's a big issue for me, because the marriage ain't nothing but a public declaration of a pre-existing commitment arrangement that they got between each other,
And if you go off of society's standards and mentality this day and age, it's almost as if she'd be better off if he was out of the picture, because there's a lot of bragging going on about raising kids on your own and not needing a man and things of that nature. So maybe that's why they haven't got married, because she's like, if something happened, I'm taking my kids and I'm out of here. Kind of like, situation with Nick Cannon and Mariah. That's kind of what it looks like. It's a similar situation because of the difference in status of the players. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't, because I feel like she genuinely loves him. I feel like I feel like she genuinely loves him, and they're a couple.
I think he's gonna get dumped. We'll wait and see. But I think
I hear what you're saying, but I don't think that that's an automatic label. That you can't just automatically draw that conclusion. You have to look at the energy between the two people, and based on the energy, and she's not even on the same level as Mariah Carey. I'm talking about like from a mental standpoint. Mariah's who she is in the music world, but from a mental standpoint, let's face it, she a little bit slightly off her rocker. She's not even going to stand next to Rihanna in that arena of life. So the only real comparison between the two is the status. You know what I mean?
That's all I'm talking about.
I just can't see that.
Yeah, I'm just strictly talking about the status, basically.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, because how could a man technically, if I was to say right now, pick the best man for Rihanna right now. If I was to ask all women in the comments, jump in the comments, tell me who the best man for Rihanna is right now.
And as a woman, I'm going to jump in there and
Rocky.
say, exactly. I was going to say,
no. I'm saying if she was single, who is status enough to be worthy of Rihanna?
Okay, and this is what I meant when I said I think she has a different mental standpoint, because if a woman actually wants to be happy, then with the financial stature that she has, she kind of would need to understand that I can't let that be the reason, because I'm just completely limiting myself to who I might actually vibe with. And I think that's what we're seeing here. She don't give a damn about none of that. Like, what more status is a man going to give her that she doesn't already have?
She's $1 billion woman. So she would have, if she.
That's my point.
If she's not going
to, you guys are making the same point, though. You guys are making the same point.
That's all I'm saying, is that she's billionaire status. So technically, she'd have to, by society standards, she has to date above what she's making significantly.
Right. And clearly she's not worried about that. And I think that's part of the reason why people are hating on ASAP and saying Mr. Mom and all that other shit, because there's so many of us men out here that they look at provision, financial provision is what actually makes a man,
Right.
I heard a nigga say, if you ain't paying all, I heard a nigga say, if you ain't paying all the bills, you can't even sit in the conversation of masculinity. So these is the type of people that are making these comments about him, and they're overlooking the fact that he's walking with his seed in his hand, with his woman who's in the forefront because she earned it, and the way I would be looking at it if I was him, like, yeah, look how dope my chick is. Okay. And that's my chick. I got my seed in my hand that came from out of her. She chose me. So just in case you didn't know, that means I'm dope as fuck too.
Right. And
that's how I got her.
And we're gonna call him out. Hey, and we're gonna call him out. Ace Metaphor is the one that said it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I just felt like, I don't know. Yeah, I felt like he was on.
Shit,
you know, he wanted to lead. Yeah, he wanted to lead with your wallet type niggas. You know, you ain't a man if you can't reach in your pocket. You know, and I just don't look at it like that. So
now you keep that mindset. Us real men.
I'm rocking for
However,
Rihanna and ASAP. They get my vote.
I don't know. I mean, can't do nothing about it. Like I said, I feel like the brother gonna get dumped because of society. Society is assholes, and they're gonna downplay this brother, and they're not gonna let him be because truthfully, like you said, just by him knocking her, it's almost like if a queen was single and married some dude, you basically getting that king status.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just depends on the mindset of who's looking at it, because I don't even see it like that. You know, I think them as two people that genuinely love each other, and that money shit is just a part of the lifestyle that they set out for themselves. You know, I really don't. When I look at them, I don't think that has nothing to do with it. That's just what people are talking about. You know, and yeah, from where they sit, I don't think that's an issue. Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about the what they're saying about Lala Anthony and her scene on BMF?
I don't know.
Well, you got to tell me what they're saying. I don't know about that.
She's robbing the cradle for being with Terry Flannery on the show.
She's with a young dude. Yeah. I don't care. This is all I'm gonna say. Leo's 55. His girlfriend's 19. He's being labeled a pedophile, a creep, a groomer, what they call
about? Who?
Predator. No, listen. Just listen.
I didn't hear who you said.
I'm talking about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, thank you.
So, and Erykah Badu is 50-something years old and had a 27-year-old boyfriend that she just broke up with. But the only point I was trying to make is that when you're a man, you're a predator, you're a groomer, you're all these a pedophile, you're all these things when you're a man and you have sex with somebody younger than you. So that's how I feel about Lala Anthony. The same way.
Okay, is they messing around Offset? Or is this just on the show?
It's on set.
Okay, then why? Yeah, because I was lost, and I think it helped if you give the actual story, because I didn't know what I was talking. Where exactly you saying? Were you saying
that's why I was
she
like,
had a love scene on the show? She had a love scene on the show, and what did we think about her messing with a younger person on the show?
They're talking about it in the news. I don't have no problem with it.
Huh?
Okay.
Sorry.
They were talking about what?
That she was robbing the cradle.
Well, I mean, okay, I don't know. From the way it looks to me on the show, like they act like she was 60 or something, you know.
Exactly.
Chick, and
I didn't hear that.
Here, let's face it. I know that there's all the stigmas about it, but guess what, guys? That's life. It happens on both sides of the coin all the time. Why are we acting like this is something new? So what if she
They
was?
said because he's still in high school.
Good job, Terry. You know?
Right, exactly.
Good job, Terry.
The flip side of the story is that the person whose character in real life, the girl who worked at the insurance company, she was asked to be on the show initially, and then they wrote her out of the script. And so she's the one who I read had a problem with the way that they were portraying it, is that she was that much older. That, I guess, the story really in real life played out differently. So,
of course.
So they wrote it in there. So, yeah.
I laughed because of this comment down here.
Yeah. Okay.
He said, I felt like Lala been in the game for too long to not be getting naked on film.
No. You read that. You read it wrong. It said, I felt like Lala been in the game for long enough to not be getting naked on the film.
Oh, okay,
so he's saying like she should have elevated past that, but I think like she's getting naked? Right in where she fit in. These is the roles that. Oh yeah, but these is the roles that she's with because she played a floozy on The Shy. So I mean, like, it's like I don't think she sees herself that way.
He said, I feel her sex scenes was a bit much. She showed every nook and cranny.
She didn't show every nook and cranny.
Well, I mean,
what he means. It was like you might as well have we seen that. We seen that.
Well, I think that she has been in the game and she elevated. She came a long way without having to do any of that. But I think it's part of the story that they're, if you get a movie deal or a show deal, you got to play that character, and that character might have to have some sex. Now, did they have to do it to the power that they did it to? Well, I guess so. We're keeping it hot out here.
That's that 50 Cent element.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say. And shout out to the chat. Shout out to Ferrari for tapping in and bringing some context to the conversation. But I think that the sex scenes on that show, period, are just a bit much. They're a little bit more intense than they need to be. That might just be my opinion, because I feel like as a people we're already overly sexualized, and them scenes kind of just add to that, in my opinion. They're going further than what's necessary to drive home the point.
Like I said, that's that 50 Cent element.
I get what your boy is saying though. He said he's seen her in a different light, because she always was when she was with Carmelo, she was always more like not with the bullshit and games and stuff. But by her doing that sex scene, she's getting into
pumps up their whole entire body. That's a indication of their inner desires to be viewed in a certain way. Right. Because ain't none of that hurt. Yeah. She bought all that.
If she bought that body, then it's just like me going and buying a Lamborghini and never taking it out of the garage.
You supposed to show it off?
Yeah, for real. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about that? Buying your body?
That's a personal choice. I ain't messing with it, but that's a personal choice.
To me, it doesn't look natural.
It doesn't, and now you got it's crazy because it doesn't look natural, but the people who have gotten used to seeing it think that natural don't look right. They think that it's supposed to look how the BBL looks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Who wants an ass on their side?
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly.
They be looking like you just stuffed a pillow in your jeans, like
right.
What is that?
That does not look cute at all to me, and I'm not judging. I mean, I wouldn't want that on my body.
Like Kevin Samuel said, comical proportions.
An ass is supposed to be like a upside down heart.
They got comical proportions now. I look at these things on Instagram and I be seeing these brides with these bodies and I be laughing my ass off.
Yeah, and I guess the thing is, it's possible to earn it. And what I mean by that, you can go on some of these fitness chicks page. Now, mind you, it's not going to be proportioned like these women, but as far as like going from tiny to like going in the gym and doing the squats and everything you need to do to earn that on your own, it's possible. It might take some time, but it can be done. There's examples of that out there, but it's still going to be in humanly proportions, not these cartoon type booties,
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I blame black men. Black men have this mentality that there's no such thing as an ass that's too big. And that's crazy.
Look,
that's just crazy.
Or set of rims or gold chain,
that is true. That is true on that.
No such thing is too much.
So I agree with you.
But there is an ass that's too big.
Not to black men.
Man, listen, yeah, like because I don't know some of the stuff I be seeing brothers say, they be like, she ain't got no ass, and I'll be looking like, what? What does it have to be before you give it the stamp of approval?
Hey, look,
it's gotta look like a cartoon. You know?
Hey, look, they be saying that about bras that have more ass than the law allow. Already talking about she ain't got no ass. What? What are you talking about?
Okay. I guess we got different kind of eyeballs because the way my eyeballs are set up, she doing all right, you know.
And look, he said she ain't got no ass. I looked at the same ass he was looking at, and she had more ass than the law allowed.
Y'all sick.
Oh man,
that's what I'm like. Are we talking about ass? I'll be back.
We talking about bodies.
No, bodies, and he's placing the blame on black men, and I think I have to agree with him on that, you know, because that's where all this the women being overly obsessed with that, it comes from them trying to match
the amount of attention that they get because they have
come on, man.
It doesn't even look good though. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. But I just see the observation. It's on black men for never being satisfied.
Right.
You know, nothing is never enough.
For the record, there is a such thing as an ass being too big.
Yeah.
Right.
For the record.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it does matter. It does matter if it's proportioned with your legs. That helps. Thank you.
Absolutely. That part.
Okay.
Oh man.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know about that Lala Anthony thing. It was a lot. It was a lot.
I don't even know why she's famous, but kudos.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean she been in the game though. Back when they was on.
I'm saying she's been hosting. She was a radio host. She really has knocked down doors, and I don't think that she rode on Carmelo Anthony's coattail. I think she did some of the stuff on her own.
Let me Google what she got in the divorce.
No. Before the divorce, and I don't even know that they're all the way officially
Google what she
divorced.
got in that divorce real quick.
I don't think they're divorced, but
I don't think so either. When you know, like I thought they were still together. I don't be that.
They're
deep
not
in the
together,
game.
but they're not divorced, is what I'm saying. Okay. So therefore, there is.
Yeah.
I'm looking a little Rihanna forehead, huh? Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, well, I so glad.
Okay, so check me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Lala Anthony made famous from Love and Hip Hop?
Oh,
I don't know. No,
not at all.
Not at all, because
her and Carmelo had was on one of them shows.
Nope.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
She used to be on one of them BET shows before The Body. I been thought Lala was cute back then.
Exactly, and she used to host on one of the like the video.
I can't remember what show it was, but that's how I know who she is. Yeah, I don't know what y'all talking about. I know her from the BET show.
And then they did for a small time. She had her own reality TV show. He wasn't really on the show that much. Carmelo wasn't on the show that much. So
okay, so Carmelo had,
and then she was on. If you remember, she did a little pop up on You Got Served. You know, she would do little bits on TV for a while, and then she has a whole bunch of a makeup brand and some other stuff that she was involved in. I don't think she's out there riding nobody's coattail. She was on TRL. TRL is what one of the guests said. What's up, Ben Pretty?
What's up, niece?
I'm talking about Pretty Ben since Ben Pretty says Ben Pretty.
Oh, I always say when I see my nieces, I always say, "Oh."
You do.
My nephew too. Oh.
Uh-oh.
He said, y'all, no, not to try and tell this lady about reality TV.
So she know all about that one. Hey.
Okay, shout out to my nephew too.
Okay.
That's why I said I don't know her from none of that. Like, we got to go back to BET. That's how I know who she is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Channel Lala's on, I don't never see her. And I ain't watched the second season of BMF.
Oh, well, yeah.
I watched the whole first season, but I haven't looked at not one episode of the second season.
Well,
she just came on.
She's in power too.
The second season. She just came on.
Yeah, Lala, you're the greatest. And
stand him.
What?
You're the Lala. If you're watching, you're the real MVP.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, you know, I'm just saying what I gotta say. I see she's a hero, so I'm gonna go ahead and you the greatest hero of all times, and you're the most relevant of all relevance. And yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. What's this about? Well, I ain't gonna say what's this about. What y'all think? Was Snoop keeping it real, or was Snoop going bougie by locking in a deal with Scetchers? What y'all think? Or do I need to go first? I think he was keeping it real.
Yeah, because there was a post that said he lost his street cred by sporting some Scetchers. But the funny thing is he's on a private jet. He's on probably a $10-20 million jet in some Scetchers in the ad. This deal, that wasn't no $250,000 deal, no $1.2 million deal. That was 10+ deal, guaranteed.
Just because a motherfucker's a billionaire doesn't mean they got.
We don't give a damn what the deal was. I'm saying, like, to hell what the deal was, because we know it was a fat deal. Why is it that niggas always want to talk about street cred? The ghost entity called the streets. Nigga, it's just people and where they live. Like, street cred. This nigga 50-something years old. Like,
wait. About cancel culture. What's this cancel culture where people think they can cancel people over the most minute stuff like that? Yeah. So all of a sudden, all his years in the game don't matter because he signed a Scetchers deal. Right. Really? What about when he was fighting the murder case way back before half of the ones who are canceling him were even alive? So,
it's that part right there. They weren't even alive here.
Okay, so now I'm gonna say what I said. Fuck the streets.
Hey,
pointed it.
We not giving it the weight that they want to have.
Look, and see, we got one right here. But look, hey, so the thing is the streets took away Tupac, took away Nipsey, took away 1-year-old child that was sitting in the back seat, kids that was sitting in their playroom playing, getting shot through the head with a bullet. The streets ain't gave black folks a motherfucking thing.
No, that's real. That's real.
Hella real.
Yeah, and I think it just comes a point where we got to stop looking to that as the stamp of approval on whether or not a black person is on their game, because at the end of the day, the streets ain't really broke off nothing that's worthy of being compared to that Scetchers deal,
and
or anything positive
that's going on. Too, is the people who are making these comments, have they started creating generational wealth for their families yet? Because until they do, why are they even talking?
Right. That's why they're talking, because they mad at him.
That Scetchers deal is so big, it's exactly what you said. He don't have to make no more money ever again now. That right there is going to go over to his grandchildren's grandchildren. That right there going to be in his family for a long time in itself.
They know that, and that's why they're hating on him, because they're like, here this nigga go again. First it was Martha Stewart. Now
you took the words out of my mouth.
She's in the deal with him, and that's why the deal is ridiculous.
Okay, so I didn't know she was in the deal with them, but I was gonna say, were they were trying to cancel him when him and Martha Stewart had the cooking show, but yet more people tuned in. Snoop got more bigger, and if you have your hand in, if you have your hand in so many pots, at some point you can just delegate. Well, this money that comes in from this specific thing goes to this for my family. This money coming in from all this goes over into there. And so if you have your hand in all these different pots, look how you have changed the game for your entire family's future. So I'll be silly to sit here and try to say something to somebody about it. Like, I don't care if he signed with Skechers. If Shaq did a deal and he had them shoes up in Walmart, everybody was talking about him too. Does that mean Shaq's not a big deal? No. They're smart businessmen.
Another way to look at it also, like, so say we do want to even take the the street avenue. Oh, well, his street cred, this, that, and the other. Snoop ain't never been like behind the scenes, under the radar about his affiliation. So with him doing all of this, in actuality, he's repping 21st Street, Long Beach in a way that ain't nobody else ever. He done repped his turf harder than anybody else could ever do it if they lived another 150 years. So it just depends on how you looking at it, because his name is synonymous with Long Beach. Snoop is Long Beach. You say his name, you're saying Long Beach. You know what I mean? So
right. And how many more years?
In street fashion, he's still repping for his section. You know, he's doing it in a manly way.
Set too.
And that's the thing. I mean, do we need to still see him carrying a blue rag to feel like he's validating the streets? Is that the only Snoop we need to know? Snoop, I'm sure, is still smoking weed. He's still getting high. He's still having. So I don't feel like we.
Shit, Snoop had on a red jumpsuit on this one show, this comedy special. He had on a red, so we all know who he is. That he ain't gotta rep his set at all. He's being himself. He's living life.
Exactly.
What's up, Monster?
Yeah.
What's up? I see you.
Oh, that's who that is?
Yeah, the homie Samisi Lab. Little Monster.
What's up, folks?
What's going on with you? Yeah, yeah, man, I don't know. I just look at it like, why does that matter so much to us as a people? You know what I mean? It just, we're putting too much weight on something that it shouldn't be that important. You know what I mean?
The streets matter to us so much that we're the #1 race in prison. The streets matter to us so much that we feeling each other.
I will talk to.
I'm just saying though, bruh. This shit for real. These motherfuckers out of their motherfucking mind. If you don't go pick up a motherfucking book, take your dumb ass to school somewhere, do something productive with your life.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's real.
It's enough niggas already wasted their life. It's like, what are you? Okay, I got to be the next nigga to throw all my shit away. I'm dying to be the next nigga that get killed, be the next millionaire black man that get killed. Oh man, I'm striving to be the next nigga that fuck his life off.
Yeah, I saw that movie too with him and Jamie Foxx, and I thought he did a good job. You know what I mean? And it was a dope flick. You know? Yeah,
it was. She said day shift, not day shit.
I wasn't gonna call you out. I knew what you meant.
I haven't seen it yet, so that gives me something to watch right there.
Oh yeah, Snoop, and you already know.
Oh,
Snoop didn't die. He survived and made it to the end. Yeah, but he has too many like you were saying, Miss Mine. He got his hand in so many, like, you can ask my other half. I tell her all the time in here. I point out every move he makes to her, and I'll be like, do you see this nigga right here now? Look at what this nigga got going on now. Look at how much I pointed out that way, because to me, every time he make a power move like that, I'm like, this dude is fucking unstoppable, man.
Right.
How the fuck the street? How that ain't street cred? That's hella street cred. Like brother saying.
Well, and he got a star on the Walk of Fame a couple years back, And people were mad at him then because he said, I would like to thank me for always believing in me and stuff. And it's like, why y'all mad about the man saying he want to think of course he thinks his wife, of course he thinks his family, of course he thinks but you do got to give yourself some credit. Dang, I'm so glad I never gave up is what in layman's term is what he was saying. I want to thank me for keep on going. You know what I mean? We gotta stop picking things apart.
I was one of the people who did that. Like, I ain't even gonna sit here in front. I was like, what this nigga mean? Thank me, But when you look at stuff from a different lens over time, then you can unpack it differently. You know what I mean? But at the time, I felt like, why is he like trying to pump himself up? It ain't even no need to do that. But over time, I seen that wasn't what he was getting at. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to pump himself up. He was just making sure that people who might want to aspire to be like him know that, like, man, you got to stick to the script for you. You got to do that work for you. So I seen it differently.
And you got to push you. You got to push you. You got to believe in you. Well, his whole family, his wife, his children, his mother, everyone could believe in him. But if he doesn't keep getting up and go, if he doesn't believe he could do it, what good is it going to be?
I know why he said that, though, because there's an interview with Snoop, and he says, my mama, my grandmama, nobody believed in me. He was basically saying
his mom believed in him. I don't know what interview you're talking because his mom believed in him.
I mean, if I had time, I'll look it up, but it's facts. I clearly remember the interview vividly. He was basically saying that nobody believed in him. But on another note, talking about the Hollywood Walk of Fame star, Ice-T just got his star on the Walk of Fame.
I get it. And we want to say, what did he say?
He goes, Ice-T.
He goes, I want to thank all my haters.
Right.
And so, so that's what he can. So it's a whatever you feel. By the time they go put my star up there, ain't no telling what crazy shit I'm gonna say. So I mean,
yeah, because it's not something that's circulating now because it's old. But niggas was on his line the same way they was on Snoop about the Scetchers. They said, "Oh, this nigga gonna lose his streak. And this nigga want to go play a cop."
Exactly.
I'm gonna play whatever respectfully I gotta play to get this money.
Right, and look how many years the show was been on.
20-some years, 24 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like so let's keep it 100. If everybody if you stop worrying about what other people think about you, you might get a lot more shit done.
Right.
My boy said ASAP was showing his cleavage.
I'm done.
Oh,
well, hey, how about this?
Yeah, we already covered that though.
Busta Rhymes threw a drink in a lady's face because she was groping him.
She grabbed his ass. Yeah,
I thought that was a bit extreme.
I didn't.
I thought it was extreme.
I didn't.
And the reason why I thought it was extreme is because I felt like it mirrored behavior that you would expect from a woman.
No.
Period.
This is why it ain't extreme. Because if a man would have grabbed Beyonce's ass, he'd be in court.
I mean, never grab her ass.
I mean,
that's why it ain't extreme. Because that's sexual assault. If a man does it, it's sexual assault.
I get that. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, but
well, I know when I was at All-Star Weekend in Atlanta last year, I was right there next to 50 Cent, I was arm's length with him. I wouldn't have reached out and tried to grab him.
Did y'all see the video of the girl doing Busta Rhymes though? Did y'all see it?
Yes.
Did it look aggressive or did it look playful?
Who gives a fuck?
Okay. I don't know. Like, it's like I said, to me, I just looked at it like, okay, would I have reacted like that?
Okay,
no.
But there's other videos of him in the past tripping with people about touching him.
Some people just don't want to be touched.
Look, that's him. We can't change how that nigga is. That's how that nigga get down. It wasn't got nothing to do with that lady. You erased her out of the picture, and he still got multiple incidents of tripping with women for touching it.
Okay. It's still extreme behavior, in my opinion. I wouldn't give a damn if he had 1 million videos doing it. it's a million times, it's extreme a million times over. That's all I'm saying. Like,
you don't want to be touched like that. He don't want to be.
I could feel that. I could feel that, but I mean, like, I don't know. I just didn't think that was the way I would have dealt with it. That's all I'm getting at. I ain't justifying the broad touching him. I just don't think that's how you deal with that.
What's he talking about right here?
I don't know who Jonathan Majors is. Yeah, I don't know who Jonathan Majors is. Let me see.
Good afternoon to Pam C for joining us too. Thank you for joining in.
I'm with Niche. I'm with Ben Pretty. I'm not about to grab no man's ass either. You know, that's you're out of your means. That's disrespectful because I wouldn't want nobody grabbing my motherfucking ass.
I get that, and I ain't mad at that. You know,
right?
Yeah.
I don't know about the throwing a drink point. Maybe he was trying to prove a point because a woman might have got mad and been like, oh, but dashing a drink, it does seem to be a bit much. If the night that you were talking about for the All-Stars, I don't think it was last year, but when we went and it was All-Star weekend and Busta Rhymes was there. And let me tell you, the way that his gold was gleaming and everything, he might not want nobody to. I mean, his diamonds was woo.
They both was looking goddamn good.
Yeah. And when you see diamonds like that in person, like he didn't want nobody touching him. Now the diamonds ain't on his ass, but he felt like his body is a part of, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Their entourage was,
So, I mean, but I wouldn't have touched anybody's ass. I ain't gonna do all that. But I don't want my ass touched. So, I mean.
Period.
Something wrong with that.
Woo! Woo! That's look.
Oh shit.
Hold on. Wait.
Okay.
They own this brother right here, though.
Okay, and so what's wrong with that?
Yeah. Okay. So I did see that. I didn't recognize the name. Okay, yeah. And if I'm keeping it 100, I mean, what? This the same generation of people that is still idolizing pimps. You tell me he looked any different than them pimp niggas in the 70s, and we can continue the conversation. Outside of that, what you tripping on?
I missed that.
Okay, I'm missing something. What picture?
Who looked like a pimp? Who looked like a pimp?
Hold on, Jonathan Majors on the Ebony magazine.
He talking about this one.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Jonathan Majors?
The nigga in
who he is.
The nigga in Creed 3.
Y'all is finna get your street cred revoked or black
right.
Or something. He been in enough black
and he was in
shit that you should have seen him by now.
He didn't ring a bell to me. I'm sorry.
I ain't even seen Creed
the other day. He was just in that Ant-Man multiverse movie I just watched the other day. Yeah, he's famous.
Okay, well, see,
Oh shit. Okay. He said, "Look at the one he DM'd me. Maybe it's a different
female clothes. I guess it's some pictures he had female clothing on also." Ooh, child, this is just the drink must have been watered down. No, hey, he could afford more bottles. Trust me.
I don't know. I'm trying to get this. I don't know. Like, to me, it's like I said.
The legs crossed. It's the legs crossed for me that's killing me. But I mean, I guess.
When you that buff, you almost can't look gay.
I'm just saying, like, because he had on the pink thing. What was it? Because I can Google countless niggas who are wearing shit that's a whole lot more feminine than that. So I don't understand why he got singled out. It's hell of niggas that got a pass and skipped over them to get to him. Come on now.
Cheers to the panel.
Cheers to the panel. Pour mine in a glass and say cheers to the panel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
I want to thank my siblings for
look.
I want to thank my siblings for staying down. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Oh shit! Look, I say all that to say, like, it just, to me, it's like, so what? You know what I mean? Because, like I said, all you got to do is think of the pimpinest pimp nigga out there, and it's okay when he do it. You know, because ain't nobody saying like, what's wrong with what's the little Cat Williams? He done been seen in shit that's way more feminine than what we seen in that picture. We can't skip over all these niggas to get to this one.
Listen,
I mean, if we skip some of the stuff Prince used to wear, I don't know, but
how he was laid all out though.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they really probably, you know, and he had on some female clothes.
He said he got one-piece thigh-high boots on.
Hey, it's like I said though. You can't skip over him. I mean, all these other niggas to get to him. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know, come on now. Because if I was to start the show saying, okay, look here, Cat Williams, y'all would have rolled my coattails about that. Cat Williams been seen in shit that was way more questionable than this dude, straight up.
And so has Prince.
Well, let me tell you something right now. All these niggas is wearing some feminine ass shit.
That's the point.
It's been like that since the fucking 70s.
What's the big deal?
It's been like that since the fucking 70s. Rick James was the nigga of all niggas, but he wore saucy ass shit.
That's why I took it back to the 70s from the get. Because unless you gonna say what you were saying about them niggas, like,
look what Pam said.
I don't know how to look at that. It's been an issue.
Look what Pam said.
Oh no, he wasn't suspect. He was convicted. He wasn't suspect. He was convicted.
I gotta say it.
Let's just give Prince credit though. Let's give Prince credit though for being with some of the bad bitches in the game back then. Apollonia, Vanity. He had another broad. I forget. It's on the top of it, but he had women. So I mean, but
he went and got the black ballerina, the one the first black ballerina on.
No, man. How are we gonna skip the assless chaps though?
We talked about that.
This is what I'm saying.
Damn,
look, and this. Hey, hold on. And this is what I'm saying. If you play Prince in any room with all these people who got something to say, they gonna get up and they gonna rock with Prince. They gonna rock with Prince. When the song come on, they gonna rock with him. So why we ain't rocking with this dude? I'm sorry. That's just how I look at it. We gotta be fair.
No, I agree.
Silence for them assless chaps, bruh.
Look, everybody didn't forgot about him. They didn't already forgot about him.
Man, we have
a moment of
contribution was too great, you know.
Hey, look.
Man. Right. Hey, Prince was off the chain and people still love him. So we gonna pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he could hoop.
Hey, Charlie Murphy stories.
Exactly.
See?
Yes.
Okay. This is what I was talking about right here. Historically, pimps have always been feminine type dudes, nails, hair, feminine attributes, all that. Okay. So we know that to be the case. You know what I mean? That's why I mentioned like Cat Williams, even Snoop in some of his appearances, videos, all that. Hair whipped and dipped like a woman. Nobody said we can't skip over eons of niggas to start with him simply because, like what Woon said, buff niggas can't get away with that. It's like somebody was hating on him because he was swole. You know what I mean? How do we skip over all these other people?
That's all that was. It was more hate. It was more hate, man.
My nigga Lawoon said, I fucked with Prince. He took showing my ass to new heights.
Oh, man.
Hey, that's the only reason. Look,
skinny jeans on.
No, I'm trying to really give him props for the assless chaps. That's why I keep bringing it up. Because that nigga had heart to do that.
He didn't.
And that's what I'm
there's a
saying.
there's a certain amount of confidence, or there's a certain amount of love that people can't do nothing but have for somebody who's not scared to push it all the limits. You know what I mean? And go out there, because the music still sound good. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like he wasn't singing over auto tunes. That nigga could sing. That nigga, he could jump down and do the splits in them chaps. Okay, he was a performer.
Right. And that don't mean that we was in a hurry to go dress like him. We just ain't mad at him.
All.
You know?
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
That's it.
Hey, he pulled that shit off seamlessly. It wasn't even no big deal when he did that shit because it was Prince.
Chaps and high heels.
Right, chaps, high heels.
Oh, he always wore high heels. That was a must.
Did nobody give a fuck when Prince did that shit? It was like, okay, that nigga got on assless chaps, moving right along.
Jamie Foxx gave a damn. You see this little skit where?
Hey. He said, what did he say?
He was bang Prince out. Ooh, that boy crazy.
He said Cameo wore a whole ass cup.
Exactly.
He
did. Talking about come on, pretty ladies around the world.
Yeah.
Hey, Cameo was crazy with that shit too.
Yeah. We didn't seem worse than what Partner is wearing and said nothing. So it's like, come on, man, leave that dude alone, man. I'm still finna go watch Creed. I don't care what he had on the little magazine cover. I'm still finna go watch that new Creed. You know what I'm saying?
He said he didn't give a fuck. The hills are sending me. Lord, it's giving Leprechaun.
That's who Cat Williams looked like, a little leprechaun.
Hey, them little niggas be funny though.
Yeah, they ain't playing no games out here.
Cat Williams got beat up by a 12-year-old.
That 12-year-old put him in check though.
That 12-year-old whooped his ass.
Put him in check. Little nigga, sit your ass down.
We don't think jokes is funny over here. He tried to talk jokes to the little 12-year-old. He fell playing. Cat Williams ass.
Woo-wee. That little 12-year-old. I'm gonna whoop your shit. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. I'm about to whoop your ass.
But we knew Cat wasn't going to go devastating force. He was just like he was in the Friday where he clenched that nigga's nuts. Ball juice everywhere.
Boy, Damien. Oh. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a good one. I'm glad he brought that one up because we talk shit, but that's to ease the okay. See, he's taking it somewhere. That's what I'm talking about. I think some of these people be getting on helmets. It's like, come on, man. What you worried about? Why does it matter to you so much what that nigga got on?
Right.
I don't give a damn. You know?
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't either. Because
I definitely don't care. I didn't even know who he was. And thank you for bringing me up to date. I did want to see Creed 3 or whatever 4. But it's not gonna change how I look at him. I
seen him in Lovecraft Country, and he'd been in a couple other things also. But yeah, I didn't know his name.
Well, those pink ass pants that what's his name has on that commercial is not cute either.
Who?
The star of Creed. What's his name?
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan's commercial. He got them pink ass pants on. Them high.
But see, he didn't do that. The damn fashion people did that.
The stylist
did that. Yeah, he didn't do that.
It's still not cute.
Well, unless they put that nigga in some kind of like county jail restraint and forced them clothes on him, then he still did that. You know, the stylist can't do nothing but make a suggestion.
They probably was some $20,000 pants, and they was from this company over here, and they like, man, look, we got to get these out here. We know your kind like to wear this type of weird shit.
Them motherfuckers.
So shout out to Woon. We gonna circle this conversation back around in springtime. We gonna put a picture of you up instead of Jonathan Major
in this fuchsia outfit.
Oh man,
you got a fuchsia outfit coming in spring. Okay.
Hey, I mean, if it works, it works. You know what I mean?
Men can wear pink. Yes, they can. You know.
Yeah. It ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm a motherfucking silverback gorilla. If I put on pink, ain't nobody gonna say shit to me.
Right, and that's how I look at it. Yeah, you get knocked out by a nigga in pink. What you want to do?
Yeah, you ask what my nigga wearing pink. Go ahead and say something.
Y'all is crazy.
Minus the thigh highs.
Minus the thigh highs. Yeah.
Okay, now to some.
It did look like his boots was like sewn into the pants. Like he stepped all the way up into them. Like in that picture,
they got pants
it
like
looked
that.
like it was seamless all the way up.
They got.
I don't even think they was thigh highs. I think it was the whole pants because Prince.
They got them like that.
Right.
See, that's what I'm saying. There is people trying to. I don't know. It don't matter. There is people putting them clothes on them brothers.
They're trying to demasculate them.
They trying to no, not just that. It's about money. Brothers is buying weird shit and trying to make it stylish, like them little red Mario Brothers boots they got out now.
Yeah. You need to have your feet cut off the minute you put them boots on.
You look so fucking stupid.
A lot of people are wearing those big old boots.
Wearing those PSI, public service announcement. If you're wearing the red Mario boots, you look like a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Okay. So let's touch on this right quick. What y'all think? Y'all think he sold out?
Who sold out?
Well, you know, a real nigga is not gonna get up there and be looking like no bitch. And that's just all it is.
Did he look like a bitch though? Did he look like a bitch? Or did he just have on some questionable jeans and boots?
You don't never see George.
No real man's gonna be wearing some questionable shit.
According to whose standard?
Like I said, you don't never see George Clooney and Brad Pitt doing that shit.
Well, I mean, I hear you on that. Yeah, if you're talking about making comparisons to the white folks, but again,
even white folks.
Hold on, I gotta go back to the pimp era. We've been embracing this shit. It ain't nothing new.
Well, it's the question is. It said the comment says the feminization of the black man in America. He sold out.
Right. Yeah. My wife said she missed me wearing 501s. I'm like, damn, that's taking it back. Oh yeah, no doubt.
501s was the shit. I can't stand 501s was the shit. Yeah, but I mean, we came from a generation where they creased them down the middle too. You know, they ain't out there creasing jeans. They ain't even got enough leg room to crease their pants no more. So
here's what I'm saying though. I feel like this. Anybody who thinks that like there's an agenda to feminize black men in America should never wear skinny jeans because that's along the same lines. Now you wearing stretch pants that like chicks was wearing back in the 80s and 90s. You can't make one level of this shit okay and then make the other. It's got to be across the board. Because skinny jeans, let's face it, that's not really no masculine
and wearing
shit.
Skinny jeans, they look masculine. You look like a damn fool.
Okay, so I'd say like this. The same way I blame
I feel you on that.
The same way I blame black men for the BBL craze, I blame black women for black men being feminine.
Why?
I can't rock with that.
I ain't even gonna elaborate. I said it. I ain't taking it back.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about what's on the thing here. His counterparts of his profession that's of equal status ain't doing the same thing. If you take fashion of people of color over the decades prior, it has always been extreme. We ain't never been on no just streamlined, regular okey doke type shit with fashion. So this is a different extreme, but it's not a new pattern, is what I'm saying. Niggas been wearing weird shit. It's not new. I think it's being brought to people's attention under a different narrative of the feminization of the black man, which there is some truth to that. But it ain't about
there's
the
a lot of
clothes,
truth to the
homie.
feminization of the black man. I feel like there's a lot of truth to that. That's a whole nother conversation. But I do feel like they are pushing it down our throats with all of that. I have to tread lightly because I don't want to offend anybody in the LGBTQ LMNOP group. But I just know that there is a
Yep. When you said LMNOP, that was did it right there. I did it.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
I do not know this person.
Right. I am not aligned with her.
No, for real. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. That was out of pocket.
Well,
but
how
I'm
the fuck
saying
you supposed to keep up? Elemental PQRST shit.
Don't cancel us, please.
What I am trying to say is
we didn't
that
know YouTube.
I think there is a feminization of black men that is going on. I have to agree with that. There is a narrative that's trying to be pushed, but I don't want to jump on that. I think it's for a whole nother show, but it's some good comments that we should follow up at a later date on that specific topic, because I believe there is a feminization of black men.
Hold on, don't run through them so fast. Go back to the one. Look at the cover of Earth, Wind, and Fire or Parliament. Niggas had on Huggies, no cap. This shit ain't nothing new. We can't make it seem like it's being done to us when we was willingly doing it decades ago. I'm not trying to hear that shit. It's not with the clothing, is what I'm saying. Sure,
no, it's
it
not
might
the
be
clothing.
taking place. It's not with the clothing though.
Not at all.
I just disagree with that. Yeah.
Me too on the clothing part, but I do feel like
it's the commercials and all the other kind of shit.
I'll like I said, I'll save my comments for the sake of the show.
No, that's why we got the show. What you mean you're gonna say your comments?
Well, I think that they are trying to put a lot of black men in gay scenarios in television now. I feel like they are pushing it down our throat, whether it be commercials, whether it be that's what I say when I say feminizing. They want to push that narrative so that it becomes like it's okay, so that more black men end up trying something like that or going forth with it. So, but like I said, it's a kind of a touchy subject because I'm not here to offend anybody. Everybody's entitled to be true to their self. But there are, as we discussed before in our shows about social media and things, you can push narratives to a weak-minded person is all I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay. So comments
okay. I want to respond to what Maisha said, because I think it's kind of like along the lines, if I was to go out here and buy a 2022 Camaro, all of a sudden I'm gonna see 2022 Camaros as that's the energy that I'm on now that I got me a Camaro. So with that said, is it that they're putting black men in these scenarios on TV, or is it that they're putting men in scenarios on these TV and you just happen to see the black ones because you got that black energy, sort of like the Camaro energy? You understand what I'm saying? I don't think it's race based. You see that shit with all races. I do not think it's race based. That's what's being pushed.
If you got numbers that are astronomical of black men being raised by single black women, and to act like that shit don't play a part in what we see today is ignorant.
One of the comments from Joshua Hill, he says, it is safe to say that they are feminizing men, they are masculating women. And we kind of tapped on that before too. We were saying that is how society, I don't need a man. So it is somewhat of a game that's being played out there. Maybe it's not race-based is what you're saying, Valley. but it is.
I don't think it is.
I think there is an agenda that's being pushed.
Right.
Okay, let's keep up with the comment.
But that agenda, if we keep it at 100, that agenda, the wheels have been greased and it's heading downhill. Because for the most part, this is what I be talking about, in other conversations. Niggas will be like, oh, this agenda that's being pushed, but you're still tapping into the lifeline of where the agenda is being pushed at. Unless you're gonna tap out of what you think is pushing that narrative, then why are you even complaining about it? You love it. You want some more of it. Why are you talking about some shit that you're not finna let go of? You know what I mean?
I guess that's true.
We're seeing this, and then we're like, yeah, I can't wait to come back for next week's episode of the feminization of the black man, and then get on social media and be like, it's fucked up that they feminizing black men. I call bullshit.
Right. Well, and I guess that's true, because I was saying, like, I never watched P-Valley. I've never watched All the Queen's Men. I don't watch, and so those
How can a man watch that?
Well, but I'm a woman, and so this is what I'm saying. I'm a woman, and that's not shows that I watch. So I get what you're saying. Are you willing to give some of those things up? People who watch that stuff shouldn't. They shouldn't. We shouldn't give it airtime. So I don't know that more. I don't. It's not something that I enjoy and take part in. So I don't watch that.
Well, just playing devil's advocate, I think it's unfair to gay men that it's really the only gay that's frowned upon. Female gay is looked at as like a great thing and a sexy thing and an empowering type thing, but a gay man is looked at as gross.
True too. That's a good question, or a good way to pose it, because I don't want to see, and here I'm gonna get myself in trouble again. I just better back off the conversation, because I don't have it's a touchy one. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I don't want to see it on either side. How about that?
Right. No, I hear what you're saying, but I think it's kind of like one of them things that you just have to accept that it's the reality. So what difference do it make?
It is. It is.
I don't want to get up and go to work every day, but I know that shit ain't gonna stop. So what's the difference between that and this?
The people who put stuff on TV are off the chain. They even got cartoons, kids' cartoons, showing shit that's inappropriate on kids' cartoons. Okay, it's not cool. It's not cool.
Yeah, but nowadays kids are born gay. So I don't care if people say, hey, you're born gay. I just say that you're born a serial killer, you're born a rapist, you're born a murderer, you're born a thief, you're born a, if we're born gay, we're born everything else too.
And you might be born with that gene that would lead to that.
So here's what I'm saying, though. Because I got to keep seeing it for what it is. Oh, they're putting this stuff in the cartoons. So it was okay when you were teaching a 5-year-old, when you were showing him how Tom was macking on the chick to get him some it's okay to put that sexuality in there when it's heterosexual. It's okay to put that early implant in the mind of a child when it's heterosexual.
It's not okay.
They're still sexualizing this child, but it's been happening our whole entire lives. This shit ain't new. It's the same. I look at it the same way like I did the other shit. This shit ain't nothing new.
Okay, it ain't nothing new, but it's new that every goddamn show under the planet motherfucking Earth has that in it. That's damn sure new.
Okay, so let me ask you this though: was that something that came about as a result of the realities of life, or did the realities of life come about because of what was on the show? The show is a reflection of the reality of the world. So it's still not the cause. No, it's just what it is.
Okay.
Inappropriate is the new appropriate. Learn early. They're now in grown folks' business.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. They not gonna brainwash me. They not gonna flip the way I think. They not gonna Like, I don't give a damn. I know what's going on.
Well, here's the way I look at it. Like, like I think how it's said in the Bible, for that person that is strong, there is no stumbling block. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember it exactly. If you are so firm, they can't fuck with your mind. If you are so firm, they can't conquer you. Like, why are you? That's what I mean when I say I don't give a damn. What difference does that make to me? Oh yeah, these niggas out here setting traps. I know they've been setting traps my whole life. It didn't start yesterday, last week, last month. We've been through this shit, and they ain't caught me yet. What's the problem?
Yeah, but the same way these politicians speak out on this law or that law, and they change this and that, and it actually makes a difference. It's whether it's been going on for the beginning of the time, and that's something black folks got bad. That's why we're not progressing as a people, because everything that's the other nigga's backyard. That's how we are as a people.
No,
we don't give a fuck about nothing or nobody else but our own motherfucking self.
I don't think that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's the last thing we need to be worried about.
No, we got that. That fucks kids up. That shit ain't making us better as a people. Okay, everybody be gay and black folks are gonna be superior.
Okay, so
I agree with this. So, and just like
them kids only watching what you let them watch.
Well, that too.
So again,
hey, but let's be realistic though. There's lots of parents that don't get home before their kids, and their kids can watch whatever they want to watch, whether it be on the internet, the phones that they have, or so that I mean, you can't be there all the time to monitor your children.
Okay. But you do have a choice on whether or not you instill things in your child that fall outside the norms of society. Because it's like, we're going to raise our children to celebrate Christmas and the Easter Bunny, and we're going to fall in love and get a good job and go to work. You want them to follow every other aspect of society. Why the fuck you tripping off this? If you ain't broke stride on any other aspect of societal norms, why would you start here? That's what I'm saying.
Because this is why you start there. You start there because kids don't have no business exploring sexuality. It's illegal for minors to have sex, and it shouldn't be being explored until they're of legal age to fucking have sex. Period.
So that's where you start at?
No, I'm saying
I'm not disagreeing with your logic on it. I'm saying this: if you got 15 different points on a wheel, and that wheel represents society, you gonna fuck with all 14 except for that one. Like the comment up there said, divide and conquer. If we keeping it 100, if you ain't spending some time out of your life every day, or at least a few hours out of the week, trying to break the chains in your mind, your argument is an exercise in futility, because you're already a part of the program. You are already conquered. So why the fuck is this what you want to debate about? That's what I'm getting at. Like, that's what I mean when I say I don't care about it, because it's so far down the list on priority for me. That's all I'm getting at. There's other shit that is of importance than whether or not some nigga who I can't control decides to jump on the feminization wagon. He gonna do it if he wants to do it anyway. Look, Prince had his ass out. What's the difference?
It's just like how they always depict blacks as criminals, etc. After a while, it becomes reality. We can't act like TV, radio, etc. ain't programming.
Okay.
Real.
Okay.
Real.
We already had that show.
We did, but it's real shit though, because we can say it's fake, but
it's not fake. We already know there's a certain amount of programming going on, but we also have to we can determine what we are deprogramming, what we are programming into our kids ourselves. We know that that's where the priority really lies, is in the household, and making sure that we are the dominant factor of where the information comes to our children. So that's where the change starts, is in our home. I fully and completely understand that. Some of this stuff is some extra shit, and hey, I know there's programming going on. It's up to us to deprogram our kids.
Okay,
some of the information.
You got the Cosby Show, you had Family Matters, and couple other black shows that portrayed normal black families and normal family structures. But nowadays, everything is on this glitz and glamour level. You know, in the movie now, when you see black folks in it, they got to be pulling up to a mansion with a Bentley and all these old type of things. You know, if it's not extravagant, it's not relevant. And that's what's fucking our people up, because motherfuckers don't want to be normal. Everybody wants to be the top motherfucker.
He says now homosexuality is part of the culture. It's a cool thing to do. It's not the cool thing to do. That's fuck motherfuckers. Okay.
Hey, look, I think that's a matter of perspective. I can't say that it's a part of the culture and it's a cool thing.
It is. I agree 100% with him.
Okay, so because in order for me to say that, then guess what we doing the next time we link up with the homies?
No,
Stop.
It's younger than us. To the young motherfuckers, it's exactly what he's saying.
When you say it's a part, I'm a part of the culture. So
No,
for me to agree with that, I'm saying that I think it's cool and that I'm gonna rock with it.
Bruh, we ain't part of shit. We too old. These motherfuckers ain't with us.
Shit, I'm young and fly. I don't know what the hell you talking about.
Hey, we ain't part of the damn culture. We out. If you're older than 19, you ain't in the culture. You know what I'm saying? You old.
Well, if you really feel like that, then that kind of just furthers my point. Why do you give a fuck? Because you're incapable of influencing anything.
I'm just saying.
So that's why I won't agree with that.
What he's saying is real, because it's they're exploring sexuality so early, and obviously sex for somebody who's just starting out is exciting. So whatever somebody's saying is the great way to do it, or the greatest aspect of it, is what motherfuckers are doing.
I don't know. I just look at it a little bit differently.
Now I got to take it a step deeper. So we've heard all these slogans that women eat pussy and know how to please a woman better than a man, right?
Okay.
And then we've heard men say vice versa about getting they D-s'd by a man, that you know, and that it's better if the same sex does it because they know the way around the body better and all that shit. That's what's driving that shit. Is in their mind, that's the best way to do it.
I don't think that's what's driving it. I think that is the effect of an underlying cause. I just don't think that I don't think nobody ever needed to be influenced to be a homosexual. It doesn't have to be taught to them, is what I'm saying. Like, if that's what it is, then that's what it is. I'm not downplaying the fact. Hold on, time out. I'm not downplaying, because it seems like you're taking it the wrong way. I am not downplaying the fact that there are hidden agendas in our society. What I'm saying is, if we were to dead every single last one of them hidden agendas, it ain't for to change the reality. So why should we focus on it? That's all I was getting at. There's nothing we can do to stop it.
He said that naturally it's been a part of the culture since the beginning. And then Lawoon said that they're born like that.
In some instances,
this is why I don't want to do this.
That's not a blanket statement. In some instances, that's true, but it's not a blanket reality.
Because if you're born gay, like I said, man, shit, if I want to kill people for a living, don't convict me. I was born that way.
That's not the same thing, though. That's not the same thing, though.
You're a killer.
That's not the same thing, though.
What are some other topics?
I argue that one, though. I think that's not a blanket statement. It may be true in some instances, but that is not a blanket reality. Yeah.
All right, moving on along. Don't we have some other stuff to cover today?
I mean,
hey, look, we covered me and D.
Why would we ignore the comments? Why would we ignore the comments?
Yeah, if you can agree that media can influence violence over the culture, then okay, I'm gonna say it in layman's terms, because I think I just got done saying this. I am not saying that it does not have an effect. I'm saying even if you minus all of those influences, it still would have came about. It is not the result of the influence. That's all I'm saying.
So if you went
That's
around,
it. That's all.
So now I'm gonna say what I was gonna say a minute ago. So if you're around a bunch of people that are wearing Ben Davis or wearing Jordan tennis shoes, and you spend time around these people and their dress code is up to a certain nature, you don't think that at some point in time you're gonna go pick up a pair of Jordans yourself, or you gonna go
if that was the case, I would have been wearing Jordans all through high school because niggas was rocking them, and I stayed with the Cortez and the Chuck Taylors because I didn't give a fuck. That's the point I'm making. It's up to the individual. Sure, the influence is real, but only if you're somebody who's easily influenced. If you're impressionable and then you get the impression that you should do some funny shit, that's on you. Check yourself, strengthen your mind. That's what I meant. Like, I don't think you can just blame it all on some outside shit. The only way you can accept that is being everything comes from the outside is weak inside. And I refuse to do that. Yeah.
Well, that granted, if it's there, it's gonna be there. But if it's put in someone's face, they may not act on something until they see that it's okay by everybody else's standards.
Okay, so when we go on social media, if we go on YouTube, even sometimes on the commercials that we watching, on television, we see shit about Bitcoin and all kind of financial tips and how to learn shit about consumer law and all that. So if it's just about being influenced by what's in front of you, how come we ain't all rich yet? The influence can make us all want to wear skinny jeans and pink clothes, but it can't make us rich.
A lot of people
it's like, come on, man. You have to
invest in that shit and make money, though.
I'm not saying they don't, but they were doing it before it was being advertised.
I played around with Bitcoin. So
they were doing it before it was being advertised. That's the point I'm making.
You can make money and you can also lose money. It's not nothing for sure.
No, we ain't even tripping that. I'm just saying it had enough influence for me to fuck with Bitcoin.
Okay. I ain't never fucked with it.
Me neither.
I made money too. We are all impressionable, especially the youth. As an adult, you guard yourself. The youth wide open.
Okay, and I think that goes back to what I'm saying. If we have accepted the youth embracing all aspects of society. Okay, well, let me ask you this: do you guys think that the societal construct that we live in, outside of this topic about sexuality, outside of that, are we all pleased with the social construct that we live in?
Not really.
Okay, so that's the point I'm making. If we gonna celebrate all the holidays that society tells us to, we're gonna go after all the college degrees that society tells us to do, work the type of jobs they tell us to do. We're gonna do everything society tells us to do, and then get caught up on this one pin on the wheel. To me, that's foolishness. If we ain't starting to reformulate our way of thinking on all aspects, this is not the place to start at. That's all I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with nothing. This is not the beginning of the reformation, is all I'm getting at.
It ain't. This is like a byproduct of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing I'm saying that I can't budge on, that I double down on, is I totally disagree with sex being discussed and trying to normalize it for our youth. You know what I'm saying? I think that kids have a place and young kids have a place, and that is part of progressing in life. Just like you got to go to school for 4 years to get a degree and all that. It's the same way with sex. You got to progress into that. That's not supposed to be some shit you fucking around with just because you bored.
I don't disagree with that either. And I don't think that's what I was getting at, But I don't know. I think we touched on that enough because it seemed like we're going in circles because there's like points being pressed that don't even apply to anything that has been said. Like nobody's saying that that's okay. Nobody ever said that it was okay.
No, and I don't disagree with homosexuality, bisexuality, whatever you call it. It is technically what it is, and it really doesn't bother me at all, to tell the truth. I just don't like being exposed to it without my consent, so to speak. Meaning that if I turn on any show on Netflix, if I turn on any show on Hulu, or I just don't understand why it's inescapable for normal people that have normal sex. I don't understand why people that aren't bi or trans or whatever can't, like, why does it have to be overly exposed? Because sex in general is overexposed to a certain degree, but you don't really see heterosexual people trying to press heterosexuality on people.
So say we have a family reunion, and we all know that we have people that fit into any one of them categories in the lineup in our families. And we got a family reunion and they come with their significant other. We gonna catch them at the door and be like, y'all better not do no kissing. You got to get separate rooms. Is we gonna do all that?
But are all the heterosexual couples finna be doing that though?
You think they ain't never finna have no public display of affection at the family reunion after they get drunk and they taking a picture? Baby, I love you. I'm gonna kiss my chick. You know what I mean? Right. So, but according to your logic, hold on, time out. According to your logic, we gotta stop our gay family members and their significant others at the door and say, you can't kiss, hug, you can't say I love you, can't do nothing that's going to expose people to the same sexuality that we expose them to.
I said overly.
That's why I call bullshit on it.
Overly exposed.
But it's exposed in real life. That's why I gave an example of a real life scenario.
Okay, so a kid
that's television is a reflection of real life. So it's not the other way around.
So we sit down in front of the TV with our kid. They're 14, 15 or whatever. We watch this show and she sees or he sees same-sex interaction in the film, and it's magical and it's pumped up and it looks like the world is the best thing according to the movie. And then the thought pops into their head that maybe this is the way to go. To at least explore it.
I don't know. It's hard for me because I just know the type of shit that I was doing at 14 and how calculated my mind was. I'm not looking at some 14-year-old kid like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm being taken away. Like, I mean, man, and if your kid is that damn dumb, then it's on you. So still, I still don't want to hear it. Like, if your kid is that foolish at 14, that's on you.
He said change the channel. And when I change the channel, they doing it on that one. Then I change that motherfucker again, they doing it on that one. Then I change that motherfucker again, they doing it on that one. I change that motherfucker 15
Okay.
They doing it on the same goddamn channel.
And they doing it at the grocery store, but you ain't finna stop buying food.
I might.
They doing it at the mall. You ain't finna stop going to get clothes. They selling you the clothes at the mall.
So when
they selling you the food at the grocery store.
When you go to the store, all you see is heterosexual couples kissing and hugging and grabbing each other's ass.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. You're not hearing what I'm saying. If they exist, they should be able to exist the same way we do. And to me, to get caught up on that argument it's just a waste of time to me. Like, because it's not going to change. And unless they running up trying to kiss on you, why should you give a damn?
Just know that I would say right now, 50% of the population is probably explored those avenues.
I'm gonna be an asshole right now, and I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way. But can we move along, please? Because I think we've extended this.
When I said it, nobody wanted to do it. So I'm glad you're finally to that point. Because
all right, now move the fuck on.
It was still comments being addressed. That's all it was.
Say move the fuck on and not move the fuck on. Move the fuck on then.
Ooh, buddy, you ain't the boss of nobody.
The part you were supposed to hear is, I hope don't nobody take it no kind of way.
That's the part I wanted you to hear. Move the fuck on. We're gonna sit up here in silence now.
Shut the fuck up.
As soon as you stop issuing orders. Because every time you say move on, I'm gonna wait 10 more seconds, nigga. We'll run the clock out.
I can't stand y'all.
Some people had some current event stuff that they didn't get to touch yet. That's why I'm saying we have to move on. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to delegate, okay?
And still ain't did it.
Well, I had a subject I wanted to talk about.
Sacramento Kings, everybody. How about the Sacramento Kings?
Thank you.
Yes, they're doing
Finally,
good.
finally, thank you. We're moving on.
Hey, I say this all the time. I'm going to say it again. This is why this podcast has been developed, is because we've been doing this. These debates, these back and forth, this is nothing new to us. We take breaks, we go in and out, it'd be a whole lot of shit on the family chat. We just decided finally to expose you all to it. And so when I'm sitting here and I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, we just gonna do this shit live, huh?
Well, hey, when motherfucker said you wanted to start a podcast, you had to know. You had to know.
I did. I really did.
Oh,
and
man.
So but I love each and every one of you because of that reason. And that's why I knew we could do it. And so but moving right along to the Sacramento Kings, they are third in the Western Conference right now. What about them Kings? Y'all have any say in all of this?
I'm as diehard as they get. I will hurt somebody about my Sacramento Kings.
Love. They might be the reason why I start watching basketball again, because
what I was hoping to hear.
They were the only reason why I ever used to watch it. So like when they decided they wanted to suck forever, I had no reason to look at basketball.
And so that's what I was hoping to reignite
I haven't watched
today.
a single game in like 10 years.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So that I'm from the Chris Webber
I'm gonna have
era.
to tap in because.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I'm from the Chris Webber era, and I don't have other basketball team that I've ever liked. It's always been the Kings. I'm not going to sit up here and say I've been following everything. I have not. I had tapped out. But right now, in an effort to represent my city, I'm gonna tell you a little bit what's going on. So they had 4 team members who were in the All-Stars, who went to the All-Stars. Those members are De'Aaron Fox, DeMontis Sabonis. I hope I'm saying his name right. And Kevin Hooter and Keegan Murray. He played in the Rising Star tournament. And Keegan Murray, they did win the Rising Star tournament. However, Kevin Hooter in the 3-point contest did not do so well. But hey, we have 4 people from the team at the All-Stars, which is today, everybody. The All-Star game is today. So I know people are going to be tuning in for that. But I remember when the Kings first came to Sacramento, it was a big damn deal. Okay. I remember the starter jackets from back when the Kings first came out, And so, I mean,
when it was that red and white and blue color.
Yes, it was a different color blue. Yeah. And so
I got one of those hats.
What's and then tradition y'all was talking about that day, shine a beam or
it's called lighting the beam. Lighting the beam. So
it's like on some Batman type shit, but with the Kings.
Absolutely. Exactly. That kind of beam coming, and it's gonna pour out every win they get. For every W that they take home, they light the beam in the city. So that's something. Y'all are still in the city. You can go take a look.
Okay, but see, I'm gonna tell you a little secret about this. That lighting of the beam is energy that the owner's tapping into, is the energy of all of it. Energy is what wins. Okay.
All right.
Positive energy.
Look, what type of energy is this comment?
Thundercat.
Well,
the little motherfuckers used to watch it.
Okay.
Hey, you crazy, bruh.
Damn.
He said,
anyways,
that white man can't jump.
Hey,
shit.
So another point that
losing too then.
they have not been to the playoffs since 2005 or 06, the 05-06 season. So I'm pulling for them. They are in the I don't know the verbiage properly, but they have more wins than losses this season. So
we're kind of like Cleveland. How Cleveland was sucky, and then they finally got their win. I'm just hoping Sacramento gets their win too.
Right. Well, right. So I'm gonna take it back.
The Lakers, the Warriors. Are the Warriors even in it this year? But I know you got to get past the Lakers. You got to get past the Trailblazers and all
the Trailblazers after this All-Star break. That's who they're coming back, and they'll be playing next. Is actually the Portland Trailblazers,
right?
Too.
Yeah. So it's kind of, you just have to, as long as they can beat the teams in the Western Conference, then it's for show finals type shit. You know what I'm saying? So they just got to know, look, we ain't taking no shit from no motherfuckers in the Western Conference, and we get to the game. That's that.
Yeah.
And if they get to the game, they stand a chance.
Just stand a chance. I mean,
now I gotta watch a game because I need to see how they get down. I mean, I went to a game some months back, but it wasn't very impressive, to keep it 100. So I need to see what's up.
That's sad to hear you say.
I'm just saying I wasn't really impressed with. It looked like relaxed ass basketball to me.
Wayman Tisdale.
Shout out to Wayman Tisdale, man, and his health, man. Hopefully the brother healthy now or whatever. He had a real bad situation and had to get one of his legs amputated or something like that.
I heard about that.
Yeah, he went through some serious shit. So shout out to Wayman Tisdale.
Yes. So right now we got Mike Brown as their head coach, and Doug Christie is one of the assistant coaches, which we all remember Doug Christie, right? From that older generation. So now he's one of the assistant coaches.
That team should have won the motherfucking championship.
Never when they played against the Lakers. I remember they played against the Lakers.
This is what made us Kings, some of our diehard King fans, turn away from basketball.
And that's what
I know that was it for me, because it was like, okay, so basically
oh my God,
we're going to keep going and losing this mental battle with the Lakers, because it wasn't that they were ferociously better than us.
We were better.
Refs called some bad plays back then too.
We had the number one scoring offense.
It was deeper than that. They was mentally afraid of the Lakers.
Right. We had the number one scoring offense 3 years in a row and couldn't beat the motherfucking Lakers.
Man,
that shit didn't make no sense. We was clearly better than them on paper and on the court, and went out there.
And like I said, for me, that was really the only reason why I was watching basketball. So like once they decided we will suck forever, I didn't have no reason to look at the basketball game.
Right.
I'm with Ferrari. He said that the Kings try to keep it with white players. Their stars be white players, and we all know who the star players are in the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, the brothers run. Look, straight up, ain't nobody gonna fucking sit here and deny it. Brothers run athletics, period.
Okay.
We're the most physically superior motherfuckers. That's all it is.
I don't know if it's on my end, because it seems like it's not just her. But like, it was breaking up big time. You had asked me something. Like, hold on right quick.
You breaking up right now.
Quick.
He's in our host.
Right.
Okay. I don't disagree with that. Yeah. What did you say, Maya? You had asked me a question.
We didn't hear nothing that you said.
We can't hear you.
Figure out if it was on my end or not, because it seemed like everybody was breaking up.
It's on your end.
It's on your end.
Yeah, no good. So I'll ask him again about, because he said he went to a game, and so I haven't never been into the new arena.
Yeah, it's nice,
the Golden One Arena. So I haven't never seen the inside of it. I'm mad about that. I see you though, D's, repping that skyline of the Tower Bridge in Sacramento and everything. You know how we do it.
Right.
Are you able to hear, bro?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, you said you went to a game this year. I haven't been to the new arena. but you said you weren't thoroughly impressed. Was it the team that did they lose that night? The arena? Because it seemed like it would have just been fun to just be in the building.
They won. They won. But what I'm saying is, like, when I looked at the way the game was being played, I was like, yeah, all it's going to take is for them to get up against a quality team and they're going to get their ass handed to them. Lackadaisical basketball. Like, if you're not playing like your life depends on it, I'm not impressed. That's why, like, even in the arena of football, like when we was looking at the Titans and shit, I'm telling man, get rid of Ryan Tannehill. He don't make me believe he really wants to win. And that's what it looked like when I was watching the Kings play. I don't see, like, yeah, y'all might believe you want to win this game, but like go all the way. I didn't see that in their movement. You know what I mean?
And so do you feel they have a chance now? I want to say they're like 34-25 or something. I have to look exactly. Let me be exact.
I can't speak on that. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to watch a game or two.
So the record is significant, right? But you also have to look at teams in the conference, what their record is against those top teams in the conference.
Okay, can you give me a little more feedback on that? So can you look that up right quick? Let's talk about it.
And I've been to the games, and we lost when I went to the games, but I still had a good time because I was in the nosebleed seats, and you could still see everything good. It was a good.
Yeah, I went in the bleeds, but I definitely wasn't close. I mean, shit, it was middle ground somewhere. It was decent, Mm-hmm.
What is Portland's stats?
No idea. I only looked up Kings information.
That's one thing that's good about.
They're 32 and
25
and 25. In 2022, they ended the season 30-52 and missed the playoffs. In 2021, they were 31-41 and missed the playoffs. So they already got more wins this year than they had the last prior two seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, like I said, right now they're third in the Western Conference, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna start trying to watch at least the Kings games and see. I haven't been a big basketball I don't watch a lot of sports right now.
So
but I'm gonna try the Kings games. I'm gonna try to keep up with for the rest of the season and see if they make it.
They had 73 seasons, and made the playoffs 27 times. And it says one championship on here, but I don't. Maybe that. I don't know.
No.
Well, they got some diehard fans. That's what they do have.
I think that was before they changed the league around or something like that.
Well, they wanted to definitely take the Kings from Sacramento, but I'm glad they were unable to do that. They started pouring money into the downtown area, built the new arena, and it seems to have brought back some of the following. So that's good.
They used to be called the Cincinnati Royal, the Kansas City Omaha Kings, the Kansas City Kings, and then they moved to Sacramento and changed their name to Sacramento King.
I think the best thing they could have did was bring the Kings from Arco Arena to downtown. That definitely was a good choice.
I do too. Mm-hmm. And they have a lot of restaurants that are down there in the area. They built up a lot of hotels. They're hoping to put a lot more hotels over there because they would like to see an all-star game come to Sacramento. But right now,
a long time coming before that happens.
I don't know because they've done a lot of those big concerts are coming because they are building. They want to have the hotels to follow that type of crowd that's going to come with that. And
they're working on that. They're working on that down to 5.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I could see you saying that's a long time to happen. I don't think so.
I want to have at least 10 more big hotels.
They're working on a lot of hotels. That's what they're doing.
I'm downtown every day. They're not building no hotels downtown.
Okay. We heard your point though. But I think in this day and age, people don't have to have a hotel.
Okay.
Right. Maybe the Airbnb market will suffice in Sacramento for the overflow.
So here's the real. It says in their full franchise history, they've won the NBA Finals once in 1951 as the Rochester Royals. So the next time a motherfucker say the Kings ain't got no ring, you can tell them, yeah.
Back in 1951.
And it don't matter. Some of them Lakers championships is old as fuck too. Some of them Celtics championships is old as fuck too. Some of them motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tap in with the Kings, man. Since they doing it like that, it might reignite my desire to watch basketball. We'll see what it look like. Because going to the game didn't do it.
So it didn't sound like it. It didn't sound like that was fun.
No. No. I mean, it was cool. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like, ooh, I gotta tap in and see what the next guy. I didn't, it was like, yeah, that was cool. Good night.
Well, maybe you're not a good basketball. Maybe you don't watch sports, period. Then maybe you're just not a.
Oh no, it's got to be worth my time. I'm not into it just so I can sit up with the guys and know a billion stats. I got other shit that I'm gonna be reading about. Like it ain't, you know what I mean. But it's got to be worth my time. And if you're getting your ass kicked, it ain't worth my time.
Well, they're ahead now. So let's.
I'm gonna tap in.
I'm gonna root for the Kings. I'm gonna see what's going on.
Well, before we get out of here, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on what I wanted to talk about was the AP course for the Black Studies that was shot down by the governor of Florida, but they have approved a course to take place starting next year, but they had to take out a lot of things. But in the state of Florida, they still don't have to have the course in their curriculum.
Why are we waiting for anybody to teach our kids the shit that they need to know?
That's true. But some people don't even know what to teach their kids because, it's not like you just easily accessible find out information though.
Okay, no, it's not going to be easy, but nothing that's worth having is going to come easy. But the whole thing I'm saying is, if we feel it's important for our children to know it, teach them.
True.
We don't got to wait for it to happen at school. Because, let's face it, there's all kind of shit that's a part of the so-called quote unquote Black culture that is only learned at home. What's any different with this?
I think what
teach my kids how to eat fried chicken and greens at school. Like, it should be no different with the historical aspect.
Might not know what to teach. Some people don't know what to teach, so the course might provide that angle, or maybe there's nobody who's actually. If the course is taught in school, it can be an addition to what the information is, because not all Black people know Black history and everything about it. Yes, we could learn it. Yes, we need to teach it at home, but it shouldn't be getting shot down as a course that's offered in school. They're going to talk about slavery. They make sure that that's part of the course. So why not add to what the learning process is? Why should there be these curveballs?
Well, believe it or not, in 12 of the 52 states, it is against the law to talk about something that's going to make someone feel guilty or look bad or demean them. It's against the law. Where did I read that? I was like, what? But they're saying that it's going to make them look bad. No, it's not going to make them look bad because we're never going to be able to depict all the shit that they've done to motherfuckers, okay?
So let me ask you this then. Say, for instance, it was passed for it to be taught in the schools. What entity is producing this curriculum, and how do we know that it's trustworthy?
It's working with this the college I have wrote it down.
Because I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, we, we may not know the information that the kids need to get taught. Everybody don't know Black history, but you're saying, oh, well, it could help us learn if it's being taught in school. Okay, but how do we know that information is trustworthy? Who's producing that? Who's dispensing that curriculum?
How do we know any of it's trustworthy? If we're where did the book you read come from? How do we know its source?
That's true.
Okay.
But I'm saying that
the College Board, that's where it comes from. The source came from.
Hold on a second. Let me explain why I threw that out there. So you're saying if they're going to learn about slavery, why shouldn't they learn about everything that was done to us by the oppressor? Okay, so the information that they're learning about slavery, it's not even accurate. So are they going to learn something?
Why wouldn't we want them to change the platform of the source then?
Well, you know what I mean? It's not even that I don't think that. I don't think that it's not that we shouldn't want that. I don't think that we should be waiting on it to happen when we live in a country that has continually showed us they're not going to do right by us. Like, why even bark up that tree? We already know it ain't going to happen.
That's true.
We got to do the teaching in-house and on a community level. We can't wait on them. They've proven that to us.
I agree with that.
Yeah. And we might not have the right information either, but at least we're in control of what our kids are learning. We can come right back to them and be like, remember we talked about this? Well, I got this new information that says that this part was inaccurate. So we need to talk about this from a different perspective now. At least we have that level of control. You know what I mean? Because
I had read, I don't know what I did with the course studies that you're talking about. Tusab, but I'm going to relook that up because some of the courses they had them by name and what each subject, it was the lesson plan for it, and some of it seemed really interesting. So I would like to tap back in on that. Yes, I did have all of that information, and it must be saved further down in my phone. But there is a lot that goes along with it. I don't think that it could hurt to have that as an option.
300 professors were working with the College Board for the past decade to come up with a curriculum to have studies about, with more than 200 colleges nationwide.
And I think it also allows other races the opportunity to learn the truth as well. It's not just about Black students or Black families and what we teach in our home. Maybe it gives them other races a chance to learn the truth, because I think they've been lied to too.
Well, they revised it.
I just can't see America willingly saying, yeah, we're going to get naked in front of everybody. I just can't see that happening. You know what I mean? Right. Like, I expect them to fight the way they are because they got a lot of shit to hide.
That's
true.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they revised it on the 22nd of December. That's what got passed, because it will be courses that are in the curriculum now. And the stuff that they had, 1,500, they could pursue a 1,500 word essay on the things that were taken out of the curriculum when they do their end of the year thesis or whatever. But
decent sleep.
Huh?
Okay. No, I just was wondering because you didn't move for a second, bro. I was like, what are you doing?
Look up, Marlon.
They removed 19 topics from the African American Studies framework, and so I'm curious to what those were. But I was just curious what you guys thought about that.
Yeah, I think it's wrong, obviously, because there's no reason why that should be.
What I think is wrong is that you only see anything that's educational for Black people is during Black History Month, when it should be shown on TV all year long. And it goes back into archives until February.
Well, not only that, the stuff that is being offered is typically stuff that's centered around the trauma that we've been exposed to in this country, in the history of this country. So that in itself isn't even upbuilding. You know what I mean? Like, what is that going to do for us to, let me remind you of when we used to beat the skin off your back and rape your women. And let me remind you of how when y'all tried to stand up for yourself in Black Wall Street and the Black Panthers, how we stamped that out. Let me remind you how you're never going to overcome us. I don't want to see that shit neither. Because I feel like it's subconsciously teaching us that you're never going to get over that hump. You know what I mean?
Agreed. But they have some, stuff that is promoting Black people that were important figures. That's the only time you see it is during Black History Month, is what I'm trying to say.
Again, though, we ain't supposed to be waiting on somebody to give it. If we waiting on it to come from this country, we basically got a soup kitchen mentality. Oh, let me see what massa gonna put in my bowl. They're not gonna do it. They're gonna feed us chitlins and pig ears like they did on the plantation. They're not gonna give us what's good for us. Period. It's not gonna happen. Why? We can't wait on them. What?
I would have been starving. Chitlins and pig ears, nigga.
You know, like I don't need no Black History Month for me to tap in with none of that. You know,
that's some shit too. They used to give niggas slop.
I'm like Morgan Freeman. You're gonna relegate my history to a month. I'm not waiting on that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I mean, I do get the drive and the push for that. But I think rather than trying to push that into the education system, all of that collective energy that's coming from those people that are putting that together should simply be trying to build a platform that's accessible to all Black people. I mean, why does it have to come through an education system that isn't good for people in general? Because if you think about it, the school system is set up to turn us into workers.
So why did Black people decide that we didn't want our population to be segregated and that we wanted to coexist amongst the other races in order to segregate ourselves after we were desegregated?
Well, I don't think we decided that. I think
we did decide that we. What, you don't think we decided that we didn't want to be desegregated, to end segregation?
We fought to drink out of the fountain with the white people,
right?
And right to us,
okay,
and all
and
that.
So we got all the terms to come along with it now. That's a good question.
Only to get free and then segregate ourselves again.
Okay, so when I said we didn't decide that, I'm talking about that part. We didn't decide to segregate ourselves again. What we see that looks like self-segregation is the long-standing effects of racism. And so just like when somebody gets abused in the home, they turn around and abuse other people. We're doing the same shit with racism. Oh, well, the white man was so racist to me that now I'm going to beat his racism with my racism. It's a part of the fucked up mentality that comes from going through that trauma. We didn't make a decision to be racist, but we do have a choice to say, I'm not going to imitate racism the way it was inflicted upon me. Am I going to be aware of the fact that there's racist white people out here? Sure. But I'm not going to walk around looking at all white people like they scumbags simply because that's what they do to us.
They
have that choice.
They flagged my Instagram because I commented on the thing and said that Black people is worse than the KKK these days. And the amount of Black murders amongst Black people has proven that no lies were told. We've outdone the KKK. We have actually outdone them at this
point. Somebody reported you.
So does that mean they about to report the show?
Nah. Look, here's the thing. Every few days, My Instagram get flagged. I gas as hard as I can on there. I don't give a fuck about community standards.
No.
I don't give a fuck.
What up, Love Joy? Appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, man. I don't know.
Yeah, they was mad when
you be on there going hard on people.
I be in there gassing ridiculously on Instagram. I don't fuck around.
They only ban shit when it's when we say stuff.
Well, yeah, and they're particularly hard on men too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's something I wanted to speak about, but it somehow slipped my mind until just now. Andrew Tate, what y'all think about that situation?
What happened now?
Well, there's information that's been circulating that indicates that the accusers conspired to set him up. That there's,
you already know that. That's how it always goes.
Well, I know, I'm saying, but there's actual like findings of it now. So when you think about how hard people, men and women, went on him, like, oh, we expected it, we knew this, that, and the other, and then it's coming out now that he was being taken down by some people as a part of some plot to frame him.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that anytime, for some reason, men having a voice is shunned by our society. As men, we're supposed to do what we're told, or do what's formulated for us. And when you buck the system the way he was, and you go against a lot of bullshit beliefs out there, and you come with things that actually work better. Why is it okay to have boss bitches, but you can't have boss dudes? Why is it okay for women to be sexually liberated, but a man can't be? Why is it okay for, like, it's basically just a bunch of double standards, and he goes against those double standards. And, you know, he's like kind of like a boss dude, so everybody hates him for being in that position. You know what I'm saying? They're mad at him for being in that position, and that shit is crazy to me.
Okay, so for those of us tuning in who aren't sure who Andrew Tate is, he's being held in Romania on suspicion of rape and human trafficking. He's also known for getting into Twitter spats and his misogynist videos. That's who Andrew Tate is.
The man is not.
I think that's crazy how they label that nigga a misogynist because he didn't want to take his misogynist.
That's crazy.
Right. So
if it's not an opinion.
Okay. So that at least gives some background, because I just assumed that people would have known who that was because it was in the news, for not just in the news, but like on social media for a good minute there when all that first kicked off. So that's why I wanted to bring
Is he the one who was hanging out with Kanye for a minute too? Is that him?
Maybe, that's possible.
I don't know. He may have. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Something like that.
Right before he got arrested, I believe that he was hanging out with Kanye too, and they were saying, "How could Kanye hang with?" I don't.
Here's the thing.
Now you're saying that people are saying they framed him. I feel like that's money can pay people to say anything. Now all of a sudden he's been framed.
No, they're not saying it. It was uncovered in the investigation.
That he was framed for all this stuff?
It wasn't okay. So I think that's the thing, that the way they wrote up the charges. The way they wrote up the charges, they made it seem like there was some ring of prostitution,
right, or sex trafficking that was going on.
It was a handful of girls that were at the house with him.
Oh.
That claimed that they were being held against their will and all this other shit.
Oh, okay.
And in the conducting of the investigation, they were able to uncover messages between these women on how they were gonna try to put the plan in motion long before it actually took place. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I just think it's crazy how a lot of people went in on him. It's like, damn, everybody talks about, oh man, you're innocent until you're proven guilty, when it's their ass on the chopping block. Right. But when it's somebody else, you be quick to go in, because a lot of people chopped him down with no information other than he got arrested on these charges. And I just thought that was crazy.
Social media blew up when that shit happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show also some of the stuff that we do see. We always talk about algorithms. Some of that is not going to come up. That
algorithm.
Part. And I'm gonna say it wrong next weekend too. Algorithm.
It's a rhythm. Al goes to the rhythm. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Algorithm.
Mm-hmm. He brought Al Jarreau with him.
But I think that our algorithms are on something different. It's on something different, so we wouldn't see a whole bunch of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was. I mean, I didn't have to try.
No escaping it. It was no escaping it.
I was like, damn. Every time I turn something on, Mm-hmm.
That looks a little better.
What an asshole.
Well, I mean, somebody gotta monitor that shit, Oh man. Yeah.
Somebody said
good old king. Yeah. I don't know. I might have my black card revoked after this show. I'm thinking about everything we've been talking about.
Oh, my black card is always revoked
because I didn't give a damn about the nigga wearing pink. I don't give a damn about people being who they are sexually. I don't give a damn what they teaching in the schools about. I might get my black card revoked after this one.
I'm gonna say something right now that's probably gonna get mine revoked. So
no, do it again. Y'all did enough.
You remember George Floyd, right?
Okay, well, hold on now, because we want to keep the show alive. We is on YouTube. We don't want the smoke.
So some people were saying that his last previous crime, he broke in a black woman's house and robbed her and all this old type of stuff. So why do you think that was hidden from the media, that he had a past of that nature?
I think his past was hidden from the media. I think that we all knew that he had a past. I don't think that by that point, the fact that he had been committing black on black crime, the fact that he had drugs in his system, the fact of who he was, none of that mattered to me once I actually, and that's a video I did see, seeing the neck on his knee, like he was just a human being that was being mistreated at that point. I didn't think about the crime behind it, and I still don't. It still was wrong how he went out.
Yeah.
Hey, Blue.
Hey, dog, what's going on with you?
Hey, Blue.
I'm finna come kidnap you. I seen the size of your feet. I think you're gonna grow up.
One thing's for certain: if we're on YouTube, we definitely can't use the R word.
Well, and that's the thing. Some of those
what R word?
The R word.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
Shit. They'd have been chopped us down.
No, you know what I'm talking about. RAPE.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you was talking about something else. Yeah.
Well, one of the things to keep in mind too, I know that we are free willy out here and that we can cuss, but we want to keep our vulgarities not in excess.
I ain't got no motherfucking problems with that shit.
Oh, thank you very much. I almost You when I see you. I mean, never mind, bro. Never mind.
I feel you, and I be trying, but once we get into like,
no,
you know,
no, I'm not saying that we can't, because I think that we're
no,
gonna
I
be
know
natural,
it should be
but
tailored. It should be like to it. I feel you. I get what you're saying. Yeah, and I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we don't want it to. We don't want it to look like that. I mean, who keeps highlighting this damn comment?
I don't got that bad of a mouth, do I? Fuck shit, ass you, ask do
I think that
for Christopher Reeves.
Tusab is leading the assaults on the language, and yes, you are running a close second. So between the two of you, as far as cursing,
yeah.
And Kasabi is Minister Louis Farrakhan.
What do you mean?
He's Minister Louis Farrakhan. Kill Whitey.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
This boy, he ain't ate so much today.
Have we been on? Have we been on for 2.5 hours now?
Yeah.
Just about, yeah. So yeah,
I'm ready to.
Unless anybody has something else that they wanted to cover, I think we had a good show. As usual, we get riled up at least one time. We give the people something worth looking at.
Absolutely, that was good. I think we had a good show. We want to remind everybody who did tune in or tapped in to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And to continue to join us. I think that we're doing a great job. We're continuing to grow in our conversations. We are mindful to each other, talking. We're not, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Yes, indeed. So look forward to seeing y'all again next week. We're gonna have something else interesting to talk about, and we're gonna leave you to it at that. Four Corners Legacy, and we out, baby.
All right,
Four Corners Legacy.
Peace.
West. So let me try to get it in there. West.